Okay, got the skid steer back this morning. The guys over here at Dobbs Equipment, well, used to be Flint, now it's Dobbs. They haven't changed the sign yet, but they got me hooked up, got that pin back in and turned right. You got lock washers on the or lock nuts on the bolts down there that hold the pins in place. So I just want to shout out the shop manager John and the other shop manager Greg and everybody over here. They hooked me up. They didn't even charge me for that, and I wanted to pay them, and they should have charged me, but they didn't. And so they're just really good people over here. You know, I bring them stuff for service here and there. They actually did work on the Kubota, my dad's little Kubota tractor, which they're not really an ag people, but you know, it just needed, you know, service, and they were like, bring it over, we'll work on it. And so can't say enough about these guys over here, especially in the service department. I don't even own anything John Deere anymore, and they treat me like, you know, I'm, you know, the best person in the world, you know, and one of their biggest customers, and I don't even own anything John Deere. So big shout out to these guys over here for helping me out. And one thing I want to show you guys something really quick when it comes to these mulchers. This is something that I did not even know. So something the guys over at the Ned dealership were showing me. So these ASVs have a hole drilled in the quick connect. So this is the quick connect plate right here, and this is the mulcher. There's a hole drilled in here, and I'm gonna take this out. I'll show you. So there's a hole right there that was pre-drilled into this, and then the mulcher, the pre-null mulcher, has a threaded port right in there where this bolt goes into. And what this is so the mulchers hook up to the quick connect, but what has been happening is that these mulchers are very heavy, and you do a lot of back dragging with them to process material, and these mulchers can fall off of these quick connect plates on any machine. That's not just an ASV, it's any machine. And so these bolts that hold, you know, are an extra safety measure to keep the mulcher mounted to the quick connect plate. And if you're running a mulcher on any machine, you need to look into doing this. Chris over at CCE down in Monk's Corner, when I took this in for service, was telling me about they had a mulcher fall off the front of an ASV while it was running, and it ate the entire front of the machine to pieces. Very dangerous situation. Also, the guys over at Ned were telling me that they had a mulcher, not sure what brand, fall off of a lamb track. If you're not familiar with a lamb track's kind of like a forestry based skid steer. It kind of looks like a skid steer, but it's a little bit bigger, and it's made just for basically mulching and forestry work. They had one fall off while it was up in the air. Guy was grinding a tree, tilted the head forward, and the whole thing fell completely off the machine. So I highly advise you to, if you have threaded ports on your mulchers, to make sure you're bolting your mulcher to your quick connect plate, because that's I didn't even know about that, but apparently that's a thing. So huge safety thing right there. So if you're not doing it, do it. But we're gonna get this thing loaded up and get to the job and get to mulching. Fingers crossed for a good day of mulching. Okay everyone, we are back and better than ever. We are back out here at the back end of the farm project, and I got the skid steer back here. We got another ½ inch of rain last night, and that did not help all the wetness out here, but I got the skid steer back here. It made it through some of the pretty big mud holes surprisingly well. So let's just go over really quick what we got, and then we'll get started. Let me take my earplugs out. You can see Toothpick City here, all these dead pines and everything else that's in here, and then this inkberry that's started to grow up. All this has got to go as far as all the dead stuff. Any of the alive pines, we're keeping all that. Any of these standing dead toothpicks, all that's gone. And any gum trees that I can get as well, they got to go also. So that's pretty much it. We're going to kind of clear out to where those pines, it's going to start a little thicker back there, and just work our way down this line and start cleaning up. I'm going to go in right here. We'll clean up this line right here next to the trail, and then I'll start working hopefully my way that way. And we'll, I don't know, I may go this way, a little bit shorter run. It goes, the ground goes that way, so there's more water that way. I may kind of just do it this way and go to that break back there. I don't know. We'll just get started, see what happens. right, all right, all right. Big Munch come in here and made this look good. Owner's already been by about when I got into here, and he was like, man, this already looks good. And I had only gotten to like right there. So Big Munchie did a great job in here getting this cleaned up and getting these bigger open areas cleaned out. Now I need Little Munchie in here, so I went back, got it from the hill, and we need to kind of come in here and just clean up some of these tire lawyers. Who's calling me? Oh, my woman. My woman be calling me. Let me put her on hold. She ain't gonna like that, but I'll call her right back. Anyway, so we just need to kind of come in here between some of these tighter areas, clean up some of this stuff. One thing I do like about this head is, you know, I can stick it in here and kind of manipulate some of this stuff, pull it out, move it around, get to it and get it mulched down, and clean up between some of these trees where Big Munch couldn't go. So we'll get all that stuff cleaned up and work our way. We're not doing any of this back here really. We're just kind of following the fire line and cleaning up where the deadfall is. I might come through here and just clean a little bit more of this up through here. But you know, I'll probably bring Little Munchie through here and just kind of clean up right through these trees here a little bit and through there. And then once we get down there where I stopped, Little Munchie's probably gonna do most of that down there, because as this goes downhill, the ground looks like it got wetter as the fire went that way, and more of the trees lived back that way. So it's a little tighter in there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get Big Munch in there without having to kill a bunch of trees, and we don't really wanna do that. So we'll take Little Munchie through there and clean up what we can, but this is already looking good, so let's get started. And we're pretty much done. Looks good. Owner came by about half hour ago. Him and his wife came by to take a look, and I was just kind of tidying a few things up with the Mini, and they were very happy with everything. So yeah, this looks good. He's very happy with this. And this honestly didn't take that long. I got this done today in about 5 hours. It was about 3 in skid steer, hogging out the middle sections and where I could get, and then about another 2 with the Mini, going through here and just tidying up, you know, around in some of the tighter areas between the trees and stuff like that. So yeah, this looks pretty good. Not much left to do on this side of the big puddle down there. I've got this little section right here to do with the Mini tomorrow. You can see there's kind of like a line of trees about where the tripod is. They're all kind of good here. And what happened here is, you can see that big puddle right there. Well, this whole section in here, as this goes down, this kind of holds water down in here. It stays wet. And you can see the fire didn't burn obviously as hot through here as it did back in here, where it really ate a lot of that stuff up. So there's a little bit of deadfall in here in this tight little area. I'm gonna kind of sneak the Mini into here and just work in around all these trees tomorrow. We'll clean this up, and really there's not much to do on this side. Just kind of ease this up, and then on the other side of that puddle where the ground gets high again, that fire burnt that section over there pretty good, just like it did over here. So that'll be tomorrow's project, getting over there. I've got to do a quick delivery in the morning. One of my regulars needs a load of stone because of all the rain we've got on their driveway. So I'm gonna knock that out first thing in the morning. I should get over here around 10 or so, and we'll start rocking and rolling. And I'm supposed to cut a property line with the Mini on Saturday, but all this, I mean, we just got 2.5 inches of rain. And when I went over there and walked that property last Saturday, there were areas of it holding water, and we hadn't had rain in like 2 weeks, and it was still holding water over there. So I might call that guy and be like, hey man, we might need to hold off. But that's touch and go at the moment. We'll see what happens with that. But oh, my phone's blowing up. But yeah, this looks good in here. This turned out really well. A lot more trees alive in here than what I thought. Once I kind of got in here and started opening it up a little bit, I was like, man, there's a lot more trees in here that actually lived than didn't live. So it's pretty nice in here. It's pretty nice. Nice little thicket of pines. It's kind of an open area right there where the Mini is parked. That's kind of open and bare, but the rest of it's not too bad in here. So this should open up nicely. And honestly, the way it's open now, a lot of these pines should really, you know, now they're not competing with each other, they're not packed in here too tight, a lot of these should take off pretty good in here. So hopefully they'll grow up into some really nice pines in the next few years. So okay, that's that. Loving this setup right here. Very versatile. Come in here, hog out in the middle with Big Munch, and then come in here and do the finish work and the, you know, tight stuff around the trees and finish work with the Mini. And man, that's a really nice combo. So all right, I will be back tomorrow, so stay tuned. We'll get more mulching done. I'll check you guys on the next one. Bye everybody.